really helping creators understand the financial support that they need and managing income, finances, expenses, doing taxes. Unfortunately, we talk to creators and they haven't done their taxes in a few years. I'm like, it's because it's intimidating.
Yeah.
So solopreneurs need this support, right? Because that is the way their livelihood, right? Is that income side of it. And so I do think when you're starting to become a creator, you don't realize the things that come with it and the other jobs you have to do as a creator. Like you have to be a CFO, you have to be head of HR, you have to be a
Yeah.
CMO. And especially as you start hiring teams, hiring editors, it's a lot of that other like people management leadership that you didn't realize. That is a pain point we're solving, right? We want to help creators save time and save money by setting up their business in like a more official manner and automating those tools for them, right? So if they do an expense on Juice, it will automatically categorize it.
And it builds the ecosystem where you're helping set up an entire system. And you're doing just that at Creative Juice by helping creators. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Fireside Chats. Today, I have with me the head of marketing and communications at Creative Juice, Colleen Stauffer. She's driving success for brands through global integrated purpose work, marketing campaigns, and business strategy. Hi, Colleen. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Good to see you.
Before we move on, a word about Creative Juice. Co-founded in January 2021 by Seema Gandhi and Ezra Cooperstein, Creative Juice caters to the banking and financing needs of creators. More on that later. But yeah, I mean, today's conversation's theme is also, around that, which is helping creators grow their businesses. So, Colleen, how is Creative Juice helping creators to monetize their content?
Great question. All right. So, for anyone that doesn't know Creative Juice, which you may not because we are pretty new, we are banking and business tools for creators. So, if a creator walks into a traditional bank today and simply wants a business bank account or any funding, or even goes to a CPA and wants help with their taxes, a lot of times they're turned away, or those places just don't understand them as a profession. So we are solving that problem and really simple creator first tools, including everything I just mentioned. So funding, banking, and tax services for creators.
Right. So let's get to some basic questions here. Why do creators need funding? Because a lot of creators who might be listening to this conversation right now, they might not know why do I need funding. So can you
Yes,
yeah.
great question. All right. So like me, I grew up in a 9 to 5, right? So I had a W-2 and I had a consistent cash flow. I get a paycheck every other week. Creators do not, right? So, a lot of creators either work, they're a YouTube creator, they get AdSense, that's how they make some of their money, or of course they do brand deals, right? A lot of creators do brand deals sponsored by brands, but that's not a consistent cash flow. So they're not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. And so for them and all the, creators out there listening, I'm sure they're all like, oh my gosh, yes, it's really hard for me to predict my income. And that's like a big problem we're trying to solve, right? So we offer funding. It's rev-based financing. It's not a loan, which is a big value prop for us, right? We're taking a chance on creators. So at the end of the day, if they can't fulfill their end of the rev share, like we take the
Yeah.
hit. And that's why we're doing this. We're like, we really want to help this creator industry. And so a lot of times creators either want, maybe they don't want to create all their content from home anymore and they need money for a studio. Maybe they just need some extra cash flow to, support 1 month where they're not making a brand deal, or 1 month where their AdSense is a little bit less. Maybe they want to start hiring a team, right? Like
Yeah.
editing, as you know, because you're a podcaster, editing is really time intensive, and they maybe want to hire an editor, or even just upgrade their equipment. So it's really
Right.
that money for them to run and grow their business. And when of all like the thousands of creators we've already funded on Juice, we've seen a nearly 2x lift in their output because
Wow.
of that funding, because they're able to buy new equipment, hire a team, and rent a studio space, do all the things I'm talking about. And honestly, like get time back in their lives because they're starting to run their business a little bit more efficiently. And that's where, you avoid that creator burnout.
Right. Recently, Creative Juice was recognized as one of the most innovative companies. Can you share with us any success stories that Juice helped facilitate?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's such an honor, of course. It was the Fastco most innovative companies. Nobody's doing what we're doing. Nobody has this one stop shop for creators. We hope other people start doing it too, because, right, all tides raise boats. But we've have some incredible creators we've seen their success of just the things we're innovating on. So 90% of juice creators say having access to a community, because we provide that. We provide a place where these creators can all connect with each other, they can learn from industry experts, has been, just indispensable to them. For example, Grow with Joe, she's an amazing fitness creator on YouTube. Actually, when she started with us, she had 1 million subs, and now she has 4 million
Wow.
subscribers because of
Okay.
that funding. Like, she has a space now and has grown a team. But one of the big things for her was these resources and this education, right? Like, money is kind of useless without knowing how to put it to work.
Yeah.
And we provide that. So we provide that community and education. And, if you went to a traditional bank, you wouldn't see that. So that is an innovative solution by bringing money, community, education together for this audience. And it's really, really what they need.
Wonderful. Please tell us more about Juice Club and more importantly, who all can join it.
Yeah. So Juice Club is our member club. So it is a, a paying service, a subscription service. That said, we still have a free option. So Juice Club is really the place for creators to manage their finances and do community. And right now there's two options. So we're always going to have a free option because we believe business banking should always be free, right? Especially for this group of
Yeah.
solopreneurs. And within the free option is, things like the traditional banking and some really, simple bookkeeping tools. And that's really for those up and coming creators. And that still has a community component to it as well, and that resources and education. And
Right.
then the paid membership is it's really for a more advanced creator that's probably making like at least 1,000 a month
Okay.
plus in maybe AdSense or brand deals, and that you really can get access to that personalized funding. You get more advanced bookkeeping and tax tools, and then the community there is really robust. So we have incredible creator educators that come and chat with our members every month. We have industry experts, and there's that place where, again, they can just connect more, network more, and get that education.
Wonderful. What advice do you have for creators looking to find more stability in their growth?
Yes, I know that, this business aspect of creating is definitely a little bit
Yeah.
intimidating.
Please.
So,
Yeah.
um, I would say, really, obviously, that is what we're trying to solve. Like, come to Juice, DM me on LinkedIn, whatever. Like, we're here to help. That is like exactly why we're building this. But
Right.
really educating yourself on how to manage a business, right? And you can find so much out there of how small businesses do it today. Obviously, we're providing a lot of content resources to educate people on LLC or sole prop, the tax, burden of being a creator. So one is like, get your financial house in order, because it will save you time, even though it's so daunting. But obviously, we're here to help. And then, on like the creation side of it, these creators are incredible humans. They're like exploring their passion, which, for me is like so
True.
fun and exciting to see that
Yeah.
everyone has so many different passions. So it's like really define that niche, really think about quality over quantity, right? Because that's going to be a huge thing, is like, what is your audience going to come to expect from you? And then at some point, really diversifying your platforms, because these platforms keep changing, and it's hard to have like all your eggs in one basket. And
Yeah.
if I'm a creator, I'm like definitely, kind of walking a tightrope when you hear about like a new format that you should be creating on, but you've been creating this other format. Like, it's a lot. So thinking
Yeah.
about
Yeah. It's a lot.
that diversification too.
Yeah. By the way, are you on Threads?
I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go, another one. But I
Yeah.
mean, kudos to them. I mean, that product onboarding experience was
Yeah. It
seamless.
was like 2010s. All over again. We are all looking to add each other, and it was so fun.
It's so
Uh,
fun.
moving on. Uh, what are some of the areas of support that most creators don't anticipate that they would need but are essential to their success?
It really is that back end of their business, right? So I obviously wouldn't be working at this company. I left like an amazing dream job at Pinterest to help build
Yeah,
Juice, which has been so fun, but really helping creators understand the financial support that they need and, managing income, finances, expenses, doing taxes. Unfortunately, we talk to creators and they haven't done their taxes in a few years. I'm like, I'm not going to obviously, call anyone
understandable. Yeah,
out, but it's because it's intimidating, right? And
yeah, it's
so
for
they
anyone,
really,
not just
really
creators.
right.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. And solopreneurs need this support, right? Because that is the way that's their livelihood, right? Is that income side of it. And so I do think when you're starting to become a creator, you don't realize the things that come with it and the other jobs you have to do as a creator. Like you have to be a CFO, you have to be head of HR, you have to be a
yeah,
CMO. I mean, you are like, and especially as you start hiring teams, hiring editors, it's a lot of that other like people management leadership that you didn't realize
yeah.
that you're going to have. So definitely a lot there that people don't think about when they're like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. I'm like, there's a lot to unpack when you say that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Lot of things go behind the scenes. Uh, Another very basic question: how can creators effectively balance their creative work while managing their business aspects? Because a lot of people feel like, I got into, in this business because I want to create, right? Not manage my, some numbers. So how do you address that dilemma?
Yeah, so I think, it goes back to a little bit of like these these jobs aren't as structured as like a 9 to 5 or a play.
Yeah,
If you go into work, you have like boundaries and you leave. And so a lot of times I tell creators like really really try to plan out your day and how much time you spend creating, how much time you spend on your finances, how much time you spend just like not doing anything and like getting that creative buzz, like
yeah,
working out or meditating, burning out, spending time with friends. So I will say a lot of times, and it goes back to like they are every single job. They're all jobs, even though
yeah.
they are content creators. They have
True.
to do every other job that would be at a more traditional company, even like a small business. So that is a pain point we're solving, right? We want to help creators save time and save money by setting up their business in like a more official manner and automating those tools for them, right? So if they do an expense on Juice, it will automatically categorize it how a
Yeah,
taxes would be categorized and bookkeeping and that kind of thing. And so that's a huge pain point. Like some of these careers have like 10 tax tools or 10 different tabs open that they're managing their business. And so
yeah.
really setting aside the time in your day to like think about how you're going to spend your day and then getting your house in order when it comes to your finances.
Right, right. Do you also provide any kind of mental health support at Juice to creators?
That is
Please
part
do.
of our community.
Okay.
And actually, I'll do a plug for my friends at Healthy Gamer. I
Please do.
met this incredible CEO. She's incredible. She's a genius. Her and her husband started a company called Healthy Gamer, and they're addressing this. So they are really addressing that creator burnout. And so we are going to be working more with them and providing, in like a partnership standpoint, providing those services to our creators because we know that burnout is so real. And we've done
Yeah,
sessions in the past, but they're definitely the most well thought out and research backed company I've seen out there that's addressing this issue. And you should have her on the show or her husband, both of them really, because
we'd love to
he's the
have them.
doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the doctor, and she's really just running the show. She's in charge.
great, great. Thank you so much. What are the essential elements in building a strong and recognizable creator brand? And how do you know that your brand has taken a particular shape and you're sure
Hmm.
of it? Right? Yeah,
Yeah, so it's funny because obviously as a marketer, I've had to shape many brands that I don't even personally use. I don't do that anymore because now I'm old in my career and now I only work for brands I would use or believe in. But the cool thing about being a creator is that you are the brand and you don't have to overthink your personality. Like you don't have to be like, well, what is my personality? What are my values? I mean, you should think about those things, but it just comes off so naturally to all these creators. And so I would say don't forget that. Don't forget that you are the brand. Like at the end of the day, you're the brand. So just, do the things you normally do, say the things you normally say, like all of your different isms and
Yeah.
personality traits and even like your style, like all that stuff really, if you're doing it true to yourself and how you are, then your audience will find you and they'll resonate with you. And I always say too, like, have a strong point of view. I think, a lot of times creators see another creator and they're like, oh, I want to be like that. It's like, no, no, no. You do your thing and like have your point of view, and your community will come. And I think that community aspect of it is really important too. Like, make sure you are interacting with your audience. And I know that takes time. Again, like, I've seen
Yeah.
creators use some of our funding to hire community managers. And, to do that, that person really needs to understand the voice of the creator. And I think there's something there about being transparent, like, hey, this is not the creator, this is so and so community manager. Like, just be out there and say that. But
Right.
if you manage the community in the right way, they'll continue to give back to you and tell their people about you, and then that growth really starts to take off.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Uh, a lot of reports nowadays on creator economy are not so very positive about the outlook, and a lot of people are trying to avoid this question. But I'll ask you, what is your outlook on the growth of the creator economy?
I know it's interesting because I just think the economy in general is like, everyone's like wah wah, but I do think, the creator economy's best days are still in front of us.
Yeah.
It's so early on still. It's exciting, right? And I do think it will continue. It's going to be interesting to see like the words and phrases that resonate most with the like the more traditional economies out there, right? And getting them to
Yeah.
really understand like they are the new small business, right? If we just say like creators are the new small business, they're solopreneurs, I think it's going to click for other people outside
Yeah.
of our bubble. But I will say, in terms of like the growth, the cool, there's like a few trends I've been seeing popping up. So like the de-influencing, like creators starting to be, and influencers really more so starting to be more genuine about, they've been pushing products, right? All these brand deals are,
Yeah.
pay for play, but then there's the other side of it where it's like creators are like, you know what, I actually use this and I didn't like it, and here's why. And I would say like you're going to see more creators doing that, even though they're not getting paid for it, but it's going to help them grow their community. And then I bet ultimately they'll get more brand deals from brands that they use and they love, because that will sell then, right? Once an
Right.
audience is like, oh, this person just isn't pushing everything they get paid for. They're
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
actually telling me the truth of what they don't like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also
Absolutely.
think the creator educator is on the rise. So, I think Colin and Samir are like, the first to be like the
Yeah.
creator's creator. And now you're seeing, John Ushahi, Patty Galloway, Kristen Bonet. Like, there's so many of these creator educators. And that's going to be huge too, because that's something we've seen in other categories, right? There's
Right.
always the ones that are trying to teach the other ones. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited by that, because that is like a big thing we want to help with, is helping those
Right.
other ones. Oh, I say my third one was, these creators, when it think about growth, is like they do want to own their audience. So it will be really interesting to see if other apps are popping up that they can really own their audience, right? And what does that mean? It's
Yeah.
like a more portable audience, right? Because at the end of the
Right.
day, Instagram owns their Instagram audience, YouTube owns their YouTube audience, which isn't a bad thing. It's just they don't have as much control, and they want to
Right.
have that control of their customers.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, did you watch Barbie?
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen it yet, but if you can imagine, I would die to be on that marketing team.
Yeah, I mean, wonderful marketing efforts. And I mean, there was a point in the film where they were just, plugging their products, unabashedly. I mean, they're showing all the accessories and all. So, I mean, that was really a meta moment. Like you're, like how creators endorse certain products. Mattel is, doing it in their own film. It was kind of really enlightening, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost like self-deprecating, but it's still
Yeah,
promotion. So it's like
yeah, yeah,
it's working, right? So if they're
yeah.
doing
I
it
think
almost in that way, people will like
right.
that.
Somebody should do a marketing study on Barbie's marketing effort. I mean, amazing.
Amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I literally have pink nails right now because I don't even like wear that much color, so this is like they did it. They did it.
Wow. Great. Uh, coming to, again, another question, futuristic question. Would there be more collaboration opportunities for creators in the near future?
Yeah, I hope so. I love when I see, other creators like challenging other creators or like just thinking about ways that are more cross-platform, cross-industry. Obviously Hollywood does this a lot where like
Yeah.
celebrities interview other celebrities or like there's just like mashups with products and celebrities and thinking about that and the I like Super Bowl last year will be interesting to see Super Bowl, in the next year of some of the commercials these creators are
Yeah.
in with celebrities, with products. Like you're gonna see more and more of it. So, but I do think on like even like a like foundational level, I would like to see more creators collaborating with each other, even just in content or live
Right.
streams or that even on threads probably. But I do think that collaboration is cool because it can even bring like two different audiences together and hopefully
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
those
And it
creators
builds
grow.
the ecosystem, right? Because when Mr. Beast gives an interview to Colin and Samir, periodically, let's say, because first one was 2021, now he did it again, and I'm
Right.
sure he's going to do a lot more. So it creates an ecosystem where you're helping set up an entire system, and you're doing just that at Creative Juice by helping creators and helping them in various ways. So, Colleen, thank you so much for coming to the show and doing whatever you're doing for the creators. We wish you all the best. All the more power to you.
Thank you so much. It was so good to talk to you.
Last ritual we make our guests go through. Would you like to nominate anyone other than the previous ones that you've already mentioned? We'll certainly reach out to them.
Yes. Yeah. So, Win Sanity, he's an amazing gamer. I think he would have a really good perspective on it. He's been in the YouTube world for a long time and he's definitely seen so many changes in the industry. And then I
Right.
got to plug my friend, Alex Nikolov. She's a pop culture creator on Instagram, but she also leads content and partnerships at Pinterest. And she's just a multifaceted, dynamic woman. And yeah, so I think you should have both of them, all of them. I got a whole list for you, but those are my two.
We'll host a panel discussion.
Yes, yes, we should. It would be fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Colleen. Thanks again
Thank
for coming to the
you.
show.
Thank you so much. So good to see you. And I love your wallpaper.
Thanks again. And please subscribe if you haven't. And please let us know what you thought of this episode. And reach out to Colleen if you need any kind of guidance. And follow Creative Juice. There's no brainer there. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And cut. That's it for today's episode, guys. If you really liked it, please subscribe to the Thousand Faces Club and press the bell icon below so that you don't miss any videos from us. Thank you.